Grab some meat or whatever you need. I'm Corey, and it's time to get into it. So for today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I wanted to do it a little bit different than what I've seen other people do it. I wanted to do 50 nightmare difficulty Eldritch and Shenk runs. And I wanted to do this to see what kind of loot I could get, what would drop, kind of give people an idea of whether or not it may be worth it to run this in nightmare difficulty. Before we go over showing the actual runs, I want to show you my character and what I've obtained. So let's go ahead and hop in the game. Here we have Diablo 2. Also remember, if you like what I'm doing here, you like these videos, like, share, comment, and subscribe. The first thing, when I started these runs, I was level 58, or 52 rather. I'm now level 58. So I gained 6 levels over these runs. It's pretty nice. I did not replace any gear with the exception of after I got completely done. I replaced this stealth with this stealth because I got the F that I needed to make that. Aside from that, my gear stayed the same throughout the entire run. As you can see, nothing extremely good. Some magic find stuff here and there. Most of it, all of it, is just leveling stuff. The build that I went with is a standard hammered in build. Currently dumping points into vigor. I already have concentration maxed out. Already have blessed hammer maxed out. Let's look at what I've acquired throughout my runs. And then I'll just let you see the runs. So some of this stuff, not the greatest, but there's some decent leveling, low level stuff that some people might find beneficial. So the first thing is Berserker's Hatchet. This is something that, no, it's not super great. It's not the best of the best, but if you're leveling a barbarian, it's nice to have. It can really help you out at super low level. Sigyn's Boots, same thing, just really low level good boots to have. Iritha's Cuffs, low level. These three are kind of the most pointless things, I guess, and then the Shale. So those are super low level, random set items. Mage Wrath Rune Bow. This is going to be pretty decent on a Boazon, especially if you're using Guided Arrow, which Guided Arrow is more so of a PvP skill, but still, it's not a bad bow, especially for leveling. We have a white wand, which you can turn into a white rune word with dull IO, with 3 poison explosion. For a poison necro, this could be nice. A shale rune, which is just a shale rune. A ethereal peasant crown war hat. Getting ethereal on this, not great, but throw it on a mercenary or just throw it to the vendor. If it would have been non-ethereal, I would throw it on my character myself. Bartux. This is actually a good find. Surprisingly enough, this is actually a pretty good find. It's a low one. You know, the enhanced damage is low, 1 to martial arts, 2 to assassin skill levels. But all in all, not a bad find at all. Soul Harvest Scythe, really low level, but if you haven't made an insight yet, this is something you could throw on your Act 2 mercenary. Tall Rosh's Belt. This is a fantastic belt. I was wanted to put this on when I got it, but decided to wait because I didn't want to change my gear in the middle of the run. So Tall Rosh's Belt. A 4-socketed flail. The superior doesn't have anything to do with it, but a 4-socketed flail is either a trade item or something that you can use to turn into a Hoto, Heart of the Oak. Fantastic thing that you should be replacing your Spirit or Gold Dagger with. I think it's Gold Dagger. Maybe it's with Spike. Either way, if you're a caster, eventually you're going to want Heart of the Oak. and then a random yellow jewel. These are the things that I found while doing just 50 Nightmare, Eldritch, and Shenk runs. Also got a bunch of gold, but that doesn't really mean too much. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play those runs for you. I'm not going to come back at the end of the video. If you don't want to watch the runs, then don't watch them. You saw what I've gotten. This is just to kind of give video evidence of what I got. So if you like what I'm doing here, again, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel. You can go ahead and step away now if you don't feel like watching the runs. If you do feel like watching the runs, they are going to be sped up at an exorbitant pace. That way I'm not wasting too much of your time. Part of this was recorded last night. The last few runs were recorded this morning. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll catch you tomorrow. I'm out.